Hello, good evening. It's 5 o'clock. Two men have been convicted of plotting to murder and rob the singer Joss Stone. 35-year-old Kevin Liverpool and 32-year-old Junior Bradshaw were arrested near her Devon home, armed with weapons including a samurai sword. Exeter Crown Court was told the pair were deluded bunglers living out a frightening fantasy. Liverpool has been jailed for life. Bradshaw will be sentenced tomorrow. Our correspondent Andrew Plant is at Exeter Crown Court. Andrew.
Over the past 3 weeks of this trial here at Exeter Crown Court, the antics of these two men have been portrayed as some kind of bumbling criminal enterprise, something which would never seriously have gotten off the ground. But the jury here today have rejected that portrayal, finding both men guilty on 3 counts each. Far from being bumbling antics which would never have worked, they've instead decided they were in fact sinister and indeed for Joss Stone, very, very frightening. With the background to this case, here's John Kay.
Joss Stone, just 25 years old, but an award-winning singer who sold millions of albums around the world. In 2011, police came to her remote home in rural Devon to say that 2 men had been arrested nearby. Kevin Liverpool and Junior Bradshaw had been reported by the pop star's neighbours after being spotted acting suspiciously. Inside their car, officers found weapons, including this samurai sword, along with notes suggesting they intended to decapitate the singer and dump her body in a river. Lawyers representing Bradshaw and Liverpool insisted the pair were not capable of attacking Joss Stone here. They argued that they were just fantasists, deluded, incompetent and with a history of mental health problems. But the police insisted that this was a genuine plot.
There's no doubt these men did present a serious threat to her. It just goes to illustrate the seriousness of the threat. She was at home, so there was a real risk, and it was only through the good work and alertness of the community that we managed to thwart this plot.
As for a motive, the prosecution claimed Bradshaw and Liverpool targeted Joss Stone because she'd been invited to the wedding of Prince William and Kate Middleton, and the defendants disliked the royal family.
All right, come on, let's see the house.
The jury was told that as part of their planning, the pair watched this programme on the internet, in which Joss Stone gives viewers a tour of a house where she used to live.
This is a funny story.
They then drove from the flat they shared in Manchester more than 200 miles into the narrow lanes of the Devon countryside, the prosecution claiming they intended to kill and rob the singer. Joss Stone was at home on the night they were arrested. She told the court she'd grown up in Devon and until the incident hadn't really worried about security or even locking the door. She added, "I do now."
So conspicuous had they made themselves as they drove towards Joss Stone's house in Devon that neighbours actually called the police because they were so suspicious. Before they even reached her house, they were still 3 miles from their destination. And on top of finding that samurai sword and lock knife, police also found a hammer, a hose pipe, a spike, a black bag and some tape too. A deeply distressing thing to hear in court for Joss Stone. She gave evidence saying that she'd never locked her doors before, but she would now. And for her mother, who has been here every day of this trial, seeing it finally finish, has been a great relief.
Joss would like to thank everybody for their support and all of their good wishes. Joss and myself, and indeed our whole family, are relieved that the trial is now over and that these men are no longer in a position to cause harm to anyone. Thank you.
Sentencing them today, the judge said this may have been a crazy scheme of crazy people, but it was a very real plan. They have both been found guilty of conspiracy to rob, conspiracy to cause GBH and conspiracy to murder. Kevin Liverpool has been given a life sentence. Junior Bradshaw will be sentenced at a later date. Gavin.
Andrew, thanks very much. Andrew Plant there at Exeter.